I don't think the word like anxiety and depression and anxiousness and all that was even a huge issue or a thing, or they weren't terms that were being thrown around a lot. I want to say 10, 20 years ago. I've always heard the word depression, but anxiety or social anxiety, never heard that term until the last, 5 or 6 years. But I think if what it is you're just don't know what to say in most every situation, and maybe that's it. And I think maybe I have some sort of form of anxiety. And I told my dad, I kind of came up with my own nickname, which is 5 minutes. Which is when I'm talking to people, I feel like I only have about 5 minutes of conversation, unless it's someone that I know, and unless it's talking about 3 or 4 things that I personally have an interest in that the other people have an interest in too, which would be volleyball, skateboarding, TV / like podcasting, YouTube, and then football or sports. But other than that, I feel like I've just got blinders on to the rest of the world, and I can kind of fake about 5 minutes before my mind starts getting bored or over it, or I'm just, don't know what, because I think I don't have much to talk about. So I guess I'm wondering, is all this anxiety stuff, it can't be, I don't feel like it could be hereditary or it's something that gets passed on, but it has to do with probably your motivation for life and stuff that you want to do, things you want to pursue. And I guess I find myself wondering why I'm, afraid or just apprehensive about most everything. And I'm seeing that I don't know if matriculate's the right word, but I'm seeing that kind of coming out in my kids also. And I don't want them to be, as boring as I see myself. I want them to be outgoing, and I want them to be out having fun and doing things that aren't in the house. But then on the flip side, I enjoy being at the house with my kids and playing with them, or at least just being in their presence and having them do things around the house, just so we're all around each other. And I find joy in that most days when I really think about it. But then again, I don't think I'm putting myself in their shoes and maybe wondering if they're even enjoying their time right there. I know it's not too late. I know Skylar's only going to be 6, and Oakley's 2, and the other one's like 3 weeks. So there's plenty of time. But I'm having issues just getting them out. And I think it's because of me. Because of whatever fears or anxieties I have of just being out and about. And I guess just trying to make new friends for my kids, really. And I don't think the opportunities to make friends is as big if you're not out doing something somewhere consistently. I just get mad at myself for not taking them out, even if it's just to the park. Even that's something that we get to go do. I feel like this is a big enough town. I should be able to figure out enough things to do at or outside the house. But now mom gets stuck with the little baby all day at home. I feel like she wants us to be around with her all the time, so that if she does need some help or a break, it's there. And that's a valid situation. I understand that too. I'm just a dreamer. I've always wanted kids, but when I viewed them in my head, it was through sports. And a lot of the time it was when they get to like competitive sporting era, like junior high or high school. I don't think I had many dreamlike visions of all these early years and what it would take to actually get them where they would be an athlete in high school, which means you got to start doing all this stuff super early, and you got to go and do places where they're practicing that stuff early on too. And I've done a terrible job of that because I'm personally a chiller, and I know my parents facilitated a lot of all the sporting stuff until I kind of caught the bug, and then I facilitated it myself also. But I just don't feel like I'm doing a great job of facilitating my kids finding new passions. And I want to do a better job of that. And I think the reason I'm not is because I'm too hung up with my own life and my own, I don't want to say career, but I think it's just going back to my own ego, which shouldn't even exist, because if I'm such an anxious guy, why do I have like an ego complex? And maybe it's just me comparing myself to everybody that I come across. And so that's just another thing that I've always kind of fell victim to is I'm a comparer. I've compared myself to everybody all the time, and usually I'll put myself in the lower spot of whomever I'm comparing. And I've never thought I'm terrible at stuff. I've just never thought I'm super great at it. I feel like I've always fell into a nice, comfortable middle position, which would probably describe why all the jobs and things I've done have been pretty safe. And again, I haven't had to make too much effort for them because they've all been facilitated by someone I know. And I think therein lies the struggle, is the lack of struggle for me personally. 100 days, like, that's nothing. I'm sure people do 100 days on top of 100 days their entire lifetime and never struggle. So I'm just, I'm definitely, I think I talked about 2 or 3 episodes ago about I've been feeling like I'm on the precipice of something changing, and I still do feel like that. And I think all this introspection and thinking about my own life and how it's reflecting on my family members, and the family members are relying on me. It's making me at least question and look inside a little bit more each time. And I think I'm finding just a little bit more understanding each time. And hopefully I don't stay on this precipice forever. But at 37, I think I'm still young. I know I am, because I just don't, besides feeling a little physically old, getting my knees and my back, and feeling fat because I enjoy all the great foods and I can't burn them off as quickly. I still feel super young, and there's time to change stuff. But I don't know what I would do with all this, like, adulation, or let's say I did have some sort of success in a social media realm, part of the world, I don't think I have the right personality to maintain all that. But who knows? Maybe I like it more. Maybe that's the type of stuff just my ego was looking for. Sadly, I think it's true. I don't blame any of this on any of my growings ups. I think I've always just been super thoughtful, but like in a cautionary way. And I think it's prevented me from doing a lot of things in life, from as simple as just asking women out, or just going and talking to people, because I definitely struggle with going and making the first the first hello the first hello in most situations. I usually wait till someone talks to me first, and then I'll go on, and usually I'll talk too much, and usually it's the other people that cut the conversation short too. So yeah, as the summer, this is the first week of real summer, and I can just see my older daughter. I don't think she's bored. She's not bored as long as there's attention on her, but I don't feel like it's right. I know I don't feel well if she was just gonna sit in the house like half the summer. And I gotta figure out a way to get her out while still being able to work, and still being able to do volleyball, and still being able to help my wife out with our new daughter. Is this the struggle? Maybe this is it. It seems like a fun one to figure out, but it also, it's me trying to manage all these other personalities. And I think the struggle is going to be I'm going to have to sacrifice some of my own selfishness, and that's another thing I've got to talk to my wife about, is just about volleyball. And I'm starting to get greedy, and I'm starting to get obsessed for the wrong reasons. I think I just want to get a banner for the school so bad, is what I keep telling myself. I think I just want to get it for myself. And I think I just want some sort of recognition from who? I don't know. From the volleyball community, from my parents, from the coaches above me that helped. I'm just not sure. It just feels like I've been coaching for the wrong reasons, but I'm doing for the right reasons also. I can feel that some of the time. I just feel like I only want to win so that I can say that I was the coach. And it feels like a horrible thing to admit. And it also doesn't feel so tangible if I just continue the way that I do things, because I'm afraid I turned into a roll out the balls type of coach. I don't feel like I'm spending enough time teaching, and we're just not getting enough reps. And so I know it's doable this year, now that we're going to be in Division 3 again. But just not seeing how it's going to happen without getting in the gym a lot more, because we're not going to make up the reps playing club, most of them, and we're not going to, just got to be more serious with it, and it just seems like we aren't. And by we, I mean the team that I lead, and by the team that I lead, I mean they're usually they're an extension of their head coach, and if I seem like I'm just all laissez-faire about the way we practice and compete, and I'm not pounding the pavement and doing a ton of, what's the word I'm looking for? Doing a ton of just building of the culture. It's gonna be whatever I put out, and I can't bang my head against the wall and expect a ton when they're not seeing a ton from me. I'm just finding it super challenging, and I'm also looking down the road, and it looks like this next year might be, we're gonna top out and again for another few years. So this would be the summer and the year to put some emphasis on what we're doing. I just don't know how to explain that to my wife, who's super supportive of what I want to do, but because it's the right thing to do. She's not into She's not a volleyball head, or a sports head for that matter. It's not her fault. It's not something her brain's linking to, and not something she's been taking time to understand. One of those spectators that doesn't know the rules, and I think my mom's the same way. I don't think she knows the rules of the game. And that always kind of perplexed me, that you could watch so much of the sport and just have no clue what that yellow flag means or what the referee just called, unless you're just like not paying attention. But I guess some people only see what's on the surface and don't really grasp what's underneath that. So, gosh, I don't know. I think just sleep far less. That seems to be the only way I can see it. Sleep less and spend a ton more time getting the girls out doing stuff as much as possible, so I can earn brownie points and then get them out there. I can get 2 days a week maybe, and convince one of my other coaches to do 1 or 2 days, and then when the school starts, just, I don't know, maybe piggyback, have some of my boys sneak in at the end of the girls' practices. And then how do I make money amongst all this also? If, I had just figured out a way to go to work super early, come back, and that way I was knocking out like 3-4 hours, and then going back and making hours, and that was just sleeping less, and that was fine. But with the third one, I might have to just wait. And you know what? I don't make a ton of money, but I don't spend a ton of money either. Everything I make basically just goes to paying the mortgage and the bills, and a little bit of credit card money. But I've also, we haven't been on a vacation in a while. Just all these things which need to happen. But for some reason I'm not, just hesitant to pull the trigger and go on a big trip, or do something big. Because I just don't know how to do that stuff. I've never done that before. How are you going to get better at doing that unless you like pull the trigger and just do it one time, 2 times, 3 times? It's going to cost money too. Can't take the money with us though. I feel like the wifey and I were just too conservative with our money, and that like we're just gonna have everything until we need it, until we don't. I know we gotta do more. I gotta do more in all facets, and I think I gotta let go of this ego thing. And that's a question I'd love to ask everybody: is where does your ego factor into your life? What you want to do every day? How does your ego factor in? Are you constantly trying to impress yourself or please yourself, or how do you not please yourself and do all that? I know that the 3 people that I grew up with appeared to work very hard, and rightfully so. They all made plenty of money, and they always seemed like they were grinding, and that they were tired at the end of the day, and that they were getting stuff done. But me, I don't think anyone's ever accused me of that. It feels bad not to feel like you work hard. And maybe again, I'm just comparing myself to the people around me, but I just love some sort of perspective. And I know probably not talking into your phone and finding someone else to talk to would be a much better perspective. But then again, I don't want to go talk to someone, and I feel like it's just gonna make me feel terrible about myself. And you know what? Most likely it won't. I'll probably feel better after it, and it'll be, I'll definitely say I should have done this so many years ago, but for whatever reason, I haven't yet. And what's the reason for that? I think it just goes back to all this worrying and this anxiety, I guess. And I don't think going on a anti-anxiety or antidepressants is the way to go. Can't I just nut up and try and figure it out? Maybe I need to think about or remember all the times I felt like I did nut up, and how that was, how I came to that. I don't know, I guess it was guts. I know I'm gotta go to a hand appointment right now, and could have went to work and worked for 30 or 40 minutes and then came and did it. But I was in the car and I told myself I don't want to go. I'll just go and work later. And then I convinced myself I didn't have very much work to do after the fact. And then I was thinking about yesterday, and I just couldn't wait to go to tryouts and not work at my brother's plumbing office, which actually pays me real money. Maybe Bitcoin in the future, but right now, real money. I just don't. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Like, I just have a job now. I wish I would have doubled down on sports and tried to be a professional athlete of some sort, and then stayed in the pocket and stayed in the sport, and then became a coach. Or I think I had thoughts of trying to open a skate shop at one time. Wish I would have done that. I know it's not too late for all this, but that sounds pretty stressful now. Honestly, if it was just something about me, I guess talking, and I guess if I just didn't have to rely on anybody, that would be the ideal sitch for me. I think the asking for help and being anxious, talking to people, probably all rolled together, and it probably all links back to all the times whenever I got a question wrong in class, I would cry in front of everybody, and that was pretty shameful. But I kept raising my hand, I guess, because I knew the answer 80% of the time. And I guess even as a third grader, your ego you like to feel like you got the question right. And is that all life is about, is just you're constantly pleasing people, including yourself, for that good feeling? And then we'll move on to the next opportunity to do all that. I know I was really excited for tryouts this year, and I'm really excited for this season because I just get to coach. I don't have to deal with very many parents. I don't even have to come to all the matches. I really like getting into practice and dissecting and figuring out ways that we can get better, and helping my head coach figure it out. When I've been the head coach, to be honest, I don't like the help. I don't like the help from below, except LV, who never came across as pushy, and he always, I don't know, I guess we just saw eye to eye, but I was always happy when he was there, and if it was just the two of us, I can handle that. But the good times was when I had a team with no assistant coach. It was so much more difficult, though, to run a practice without two sets of eyes or hands. And when I worked with Steve, that was really good too, and Megan. I guess I just like assistant coaches that are they assist. They don't try and step on your toes and then coach over you. That doesn't seem like the right way, the old my way or the highway. And it's difficult for me because a lot of my assistant coaches have all been more experienced and better coaches, in my opinion, than myself. And what am I supposed to do? And then who are the kids supposed to listen to? And the answer should be all of us. But I just don't ever feel like we're on the same page and we're all doing things separately. And maybe telling the players opposite strategies and tactics. I just don't think I've ever had the guts to just tell my assistant coaches that are better than me that, no, I want it done this way. So then I feel like, well, when do I even get to coach, and what am I even doing here? And really, I figured it out. I'm just the target. A head coach is just the target for the admin and the parents and the players. I'm just the person to point to. And I just have to schedule everything, coordinate everything, do all the unis and the shirts and whatnot, which is fine. I get it, but not really worth. And again, it's obviously, if it was about money, I would have stopped long ago, because it's way too little for how much time that we spend, and I still think I've done maybe less than I should. I should be spending more time, but I guess I just want some sort of recognition for all this this time and this and effort, and I guess that's a banner. I keep telling myself a banner will solve all this. Now that I think about it, though, it's just a piece of cloth on the wall. I don't think I've been changing anyone's life, really. I don't really keep in touch with any of my former players, except the ones that are around town and that show up and are around the program. But I feel bad that I don't reach out to them, and I think every teacher would like to hear from their old students and players and have them keep checking in on them and whatnot, but I don't really get that. Just feel like I'm floating along on my own egotistical journey, and that it's all just for me. I mean, I guess that's fine to an extent, but it doesn't really make me feel great. And I don't, maybe I'm not taking enough time to get to know everybody and really engross myself and build some sort of better culture. And gosh, I can't just stop thinking about like the culture of our program. Does that mean it's got to be like shiny t-shirts and camps and eating dinners together? And I guess it's like just like anything else. I think it's just time spent together. But it doesn't seem like just practice, match, and tournament time is what that's all talking about. It's got to be extra stuff outside of it. So when do I have the time for that, where my own family's going to not get doxxed and they're not going to be upset? And that really is quite never, because my wife she's very into like quality time. I don't think we have ever had enough of it, ever. And now we got 3 kids, and I don't know even if we do get a banner if I want to quit, or if I want to hold on to this one shred of ego building, which is just feeling somewhat important as the head coach of a program, which is really all the luster definitely wore off after, I don't know, probably 3 seasons or something. Probably by the time Eli graduated, we tied for first place in Channel League. And even though we had 2 good seasons after that, pretty sure I remember talking to Jones in the halls and just saying I was tired, and maybe Hughes will come back and we'll take it back, which I thought he did want to, but I think he just wants to be along for the ride, just to be part of it, but he doesn't want to be the target anymore. And dude, rightfully so, I get it. You don't want to be the we gotta check out that big toy. So many parks. Is it just gonna be a park tour this summer? Might just have to be. I don't know. I know she's got to learn how to play with kids better. She seems just a little bit too abrupt, a little bit too I don't know, dude, just handsy, pushes. She's got a mouth on her too. You know what? I'm worried, but I'm not worried. I really do think she's gonna be fine. She's gonna find a group of friends, because she has a good sense of humor, and she wants to joke around all the time, and she's gonna find those little silly kids too. I'm not super worried. I am, but I'm not. It's just been difficult. We didn't have real school until like 3.5 months ago. And I mean, I'm just trying to think. Besides just not having any family friends with kids that we hang out consistently, I mean, she's getting everything I did. It's about time to be doing soccer and other sports again. But I just feel like it's me that's gonna have to make an effort to ask ask people for my daughter to have a play date with them. Really, I guess the most terrifying thing in the world for me is to go out on a limb and try to make some friends for my daughter, really, until she can herself. But it's just a skill I've never been good with. But obviously, I figured it out somehow. I know school probably had a lot to do with it. And I know college. In fact, I just got approached by everybody, but I really didn't have any friends that I made from school, from college. All my friends were from the apartments. And it just, how do I just not feel like it was like all not a waste, but it just never seems like, what's the word, correct? Seems like I didn't do it all right. It just seems like I've done it differently than everybody else, or that I didn't get all I could out of it, out of the college experience or the high school experience. I don't know. I just feel like, oh, you watched TV again. And I know was just my own little safe cocoon of just, I guess, not being around people. I mean, I felt like in high school I had lots of friends. I had a skate crew, then I had a party crew and a girlfriend. I guess that was all enough. But I don't think I ever, once I got married, I definitely stopped trying to like hang out with people. It sucks. I can see this is kind of what married life is for some people. But it's my fault. I don't feel like I've tried hardly at all. I haven't really ever tried to have the real conversations with my wife have been few and far between. But we got kids. And I think our marriage started after one of our kids. So our kid has linked us for most of the time. I mean, we knew each other for about a year or so, but it got very serious when we got pregnant. And then we got married after the fact. And it's like I almost wasn't surprised that that's the way it happened for me. Like I said in one of my earlier episodes, it was probably 22 or 23 when I started thinking I wasn't on the road to getting married yet, because I didn't have a serious girlfriend at the time, and that I was, going to be so old when I got married. And then jump to, it was another like 7 or 8 years later when it happened. But I think that's another thing I've just kind of struggled with about beating myself up about or not is just like doing things the right way or on time, or just not the right way. I guess pretty much not the way that it's been portrayed in movies. And I'm slowly but surely learning movies are a shell of themselves. It's 90 minutes. It's got to have a beginning, middle, and an end. And so it is so picturesque because there's only so much time they can spend on this this story, so they have to wrap it up nicely or super abruptly. But life's a lot longer than a movie. I'm learning that. I just wish I had a better way of not making it feel so monotonous. Making it each day more fun, I guess. And I think all those cliche sayings are so corny, but they ring so true. Like, live each day like it's your last. I don't think that means don't have a job and just go party as hard as you can and then spend time with your loved ones. But I think that means do something you enjoy for a little bit each day. What was it? The other day, I think it was Tuesday. Yeah. I worked, I saw my family, I went to volleyball tryouts, I was playing with my daughters in the backyard, I was skateboarding, and I went for a jog, and I ate some decent food. Those were all pretty good things that I really enjoy. If I would have maybe played some drums or drank some beers, that would have been cool also, or hung out with some of my buddies. I'm just struggling with when is it okay to want to do to do as much things as you can each day, and when is it not, and when is it selfish and when is it not? Because that's what I just keep coming back to, is I just feel like I just get these looks from the wifey, which are probably super accurate, but it's just I just feel so selfish all the time. I feel like I'm making promises that I don't keep very often either, and I just want the answers. I just want the clues. I just want the tips how to make it all happen smoothly each day. Like, wake up in your bed in a clean room, go to the bathroom, notice that everyone's still asleep in their own beds, peacefully. They all have a smirk on their face. Go make a cup of coffee, sit outside, do a minute 37 seconds of reflection, drink the coffee, go back in, take a doozy, then start waking everybody up, make them a delicious omelet with 2 strips of bacon on the side, all that, get them off to school, go to work, do a jog on the lunch break, eat something delicious, go home, go play with them, hang out with some friends, gosh, all that, and then pipe at the end of the night, even though they say married people don't pipe. When you have a kid, you definitely don't pipe. Saying all that now doesn't sound too difficult. But I've also been thinking of all the people that are my age that are single with no family. I didn't mean nothing, but no family. They've got all the freedom in the world, and I feel like I would be on the other side of the fence looking at the people married with kids and telling myself I want that. So I'm just trying to figure out, navigate my way through, how do I stop feeling like it's better on the other side, or that I made the wrong choice, which I don't. My children are so awesome. And then, is it egotistical to want to share them with the rest of the world? And I think the answer should be no. Is it egotistical for me to say they're not going to want to hang out with me pretty soon, so I just want to get all the time I can with them right now? I don't know, but I don't talk this long to anybody in quite a while. Actually, I saw the homies a few weeks ago. That was another thing. I was like, was that a Wednesday night? And my my buddies that I worked with at school. One's out in Oxnard now, and the other one moved to Vegas, but they were both here, and we both went out and ate, and it was far too long for the wifey, and I got in trouble for that one. But I didn't even like try to apologize or anything. I just took it for what it was and stayed out for too many hours, and that was too much, and she was angry with me, and we didn't even really officially address it. I feel bad about that too. I'm just tired of apologizing. I think that's a true statement. And then I get excited about how many things you could do each day if you just took the time and the effort, but I don't, I don't know. And that's been another common theme. Pretty much my whole adult life post high school is just, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out, and it kills me every time people say that if you so-and-so's age, which is usually a 5-year range of where I'm at, if you don't know what you want to do with your life, then you really, say you're a loser, or you just don't. But I don't. Why is it my fault that I never figured out what I wanted to do? And I guess it's just fear and anxiety, and what do I need to do to get over that? And is it go talk to some head shrinker, or just take baby steps here, baby steps there, and then I'm more afraid of what they're gonna say and how it's gonna make me feel about it. And now that we're talking and we're doing all this, it's just I'm realizing I'm just a whiny little bitch most all the time, and it would be great not to be, I guess, is what I'm thinking. It's my house too. I need to man that shit up too. Do more gardening and fix all the shitty parts. And that gets me excited thinking about doing that stuff too, but where do I start? And then I'd have to ask someone for help and stuff that I don't know. And then I get all anxious about that. So it's just a smorgasbord of things that I want to do, could do, possibly, but then I don't, because then I'd have to actually do some work or ask people for help. And it's real. The struggle's real. It's not even a struggle. It's just the plight of a middle class white dude who had all the privileges, and great parents, and all the opportunities, and just wasn't sure what to do with all of them. So I'm thankful I've got family, because I would be nowhere without them at this point. And I'm on the wrong street, but it just doesn't matter, because we just been driving around anyways, just trying to kill time, get another ep up, which this looks like is gonna be our longest ep ever, and go get our hand checked out, which we can almost make a fist with. Look at that. Still a little bit sore, but it's much better than it ever was. So if we recap all this, I guess it probably just sounds like complaining. To me, though, it's at least giving me a little better feeling about myself, just to be able to have some sort of blowing off of steam situation where at least someone's hearing me, if not just for myself. But So I'm just a super anxious dude, and I'm afraid of confrontation in the positive realm also, and I want some sort of I guess I just want people to notice me once, like one time. But it feels like a guilty way to think. I don't think you should be super consumed with being liked or egotism. I would love it if I was a better coach that didn't care about what people thought. I guess just a person that didn't care about what people thought. But I think I do. That's not a great feeling. Don't know. Let's go get this hand checked out, though. Other than that, we can just go round and round in circles, but I want those banners. I think I've convinced myself that would give me an out to, like, stop. And then I think about it again, and it's like I don't want to stop. I would love to see my kids. I would love to see my daughters play some volleyball. I would love it. I just want to. I would love to see them play. I love to see them play any sports, but I love volleyball. If they wanted to play it also, that would just be so much fun. And if I was still coaching, I could have the keys. We could go sneak in there and we could rep it out all the time. Early morning, late night. I think. So that is my quagmire. I don't want to give up my keys. I don't want to give up my keys in case my kids do want to play. So we could get extra reps and they could get good, and then they could get a scholarship and go play volleyball somewhere badass, and then I could go live vicariously through my children, which would be awesome. This is super tight. All right, I'm gonna park my car. Thank you. Thoughts 12.